Despite liberal arguments that Donald Trump is a threat to democracy, a new Wall Street Journal op-ed points out Kamala Harris's own past of defying the Constitution. As California's Attorney General, she refused to enforce a ballot measure on same-sex marriage, unilaterally deeming it unconstitutional. Then, under her current administration, Biden and Harris have continued to cancel billions in student loan debt, despite the Supreme Court finding one of their plans unconstitutional. Her administration is also facing a lawsuit for allowing millions of migrants to maneuver around federal law and apply for permanent residency. And a House Judiciary Committee found that the Biden-Harris White House worked with big tech to censor opposing narratives. Here to react is Outnumbered co-host Emily Compagno. We always hear them say when Trump was going through all the court cases that nobody is above the law, yet they're defying the law.
That's right. And the whole point here is that Kamala Harris has a long track record of doing that. Defying, for example, Proposition 8, which 52 to 48% passed in California. That's the will of the voters. She stood in her Attorney General platform and said, it's unconstitutional. I refuse to defend it as Attorney General. But the reality was that was her job. You're supposed to, regardless of how you feel about something, represent and fulfill the duties of your role. If she started doing it back then, if she's done it through the student loans and the migrant and everything in the voting, how can we trust her to fulfill the duties of the commander-in-chief lawfully without just imposing her will over the will of the American people?
Yeah, California voted and same-sex marriage did become legal, even though she said it was unconstitutional. All right, you have a new book coming out. It's right here. It's called Under His Wings, and we can pre-order it today. Incredible stories. Emily, tell us more about it.
It is an extraordinary book, Ainsley, because of the stories inside that I am honored to serve as a messenger for. It's all about faith on the front lines, incredible stories of servicemen and women that had intimate, deep experiences with God on the battlefield, in combat, from the thick of a firefight in Iraq to the jungles of Vietnam, where an infantryman heard God's voice telling him where to go to survive, POWs surviving torture sessions, even World War II veterans. I have members of my family in the book, and we also talk about how the war doesn't end in the physical battlefield. The war remains on the front lines. We have incredible stories of faith, and again, these intimate experiences with God and Jesus here on the home front, with PTS, with Gold Star mothers, with those that are dealing with and managing spouses that are catastrophically wounded. These stories are incredible. They will change your life as they changed the servicemen and women who experienced them. And again, it's my honor and privilege to serve as a messenger for those who proclaim their faith in Jesus Christ and for those who come out with these deeply personal stories.
Beautiful. There was one soldier who said he had a vision. He didn't know whether or not to go left or to go right. Tell us his story.
That's right. He was a Vietnam veteran and at the time an infantryman in Vietnam. And the ambushes that he suffered were so severe, so intense. And in the thick of one, he heard God's voice directing him. To the left was heaven, to the right was hell. And he says, look, I can't tell you anything more than what I experienced. And I know that I survived by going left. And now, every time he goes to the Vietnam Memorial Wall, he has a cup of coffee with the 58,000 men that didn't make it home. Toasts them.
Emily, it's a beautiful book. Under His Wings is the name of it. So you can begin pre-ordering Emily's new book, Under His Wings, today on foxnewsbooks.com. And you can watch Emily on Outnumbered every day at noon right here on the Fox News Channel. Great job, Emily. I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Ainsley.
you for writing this in the name of the Lord. The title of the book, Under His Wings, comes from Psalms. It's beautiful.
That's right. Psalm
God
91.
bless you.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.